They laughed with you in public, then destroyed your name in private. But here's the twist nobody saw coming: someone from their own circle cracked under pressure. The secrets, the fake smiles, the betrayal behind closed doors, all exposed. And now the same people who thought they buried your truth are terrified because silence no longer protects them. This speech is for the ones who stayed calm while being betrayed, watched while being doubted, and survived while everyone plotted against them. Sometimes the biggest revenge isn't rage. It's watching the masks fall on their own while you rise stronger, colder, and completely untouchable. No matter how carefully people hide their intentions, the truth has a strange habit of escaping through the smallest cracks. People can fake loyalty, fake love, fake respect, but they can never fully silence reality forever. The moment someone starts moving in darkness, they also start fearing exposure. That fear changes them. It makes their voice shake, their stories inconsistent, and their eyes restless whenever your name enters the room. They may laugh loudly in public, but inside they're constantly worried that one wrong person, one emotional breakdown, or one guilty conscience could destroy the entire illusion they built against you. What's powerful is that truth rarely arrives with noise in the beginning. It moves silently, slowly, patiently. While people are busy plotting, lying, and pretending, truth waits in the shadows, collecting every detail, every fake conversation, every hidden insult, every betrayal whispered behind closed doors becomes part of a storm that eventually returns to the people who created it. And the scary part for them is this: they never know when that storm will hit. That uncertainty becomes punishment before exposure even happens. Most people think betrayal stays hidden forever because they underestimate guilt. Guilt is heavy. It changes people. Some become angry for no reason. Some suddenly avoid eye contact. Some over-explain themselves even when nobody accused them. Others become desperate to control the narrative because they know the truth standing behind them is dangerous. The human mind was never designed to comfortably carry fake masks forever. Sooner or later, pressure breaks people from the inside, and sometimes the truth doesn't even need your help to win. That's the part nobody understands when they try to destroy you. You don't always need revenge. You don't always need to expose people yourself. Time has a brutal way of forcing honesty out of the wrong mouths. One argument inside their circle, one betrayal between friends, one emotional moment where someone feels ignored, angry, jealous, or guilty, and suddenly everything spills out. The same secrets they protected become weapons used against each other. That's why calm people are dangerous. While others panic trying to defend lies, calm people simply watch. They understand something deeper. They know fake loyalty expires. They know weak minds eventually collapse under pressure. And they know truth does not care about timing. It only cares about arrival. People also forget how energy changes once reality starts surfacing. The same room that once laughed at you becomes awkwardly silent. The same people who ignored your pain suddenly avoid conversations about the past. The same individuals who acted powerful begin acting defensive because exposure steals confidence from dishonest people. Faster than anything else. Once masks crack, nobody sees them the same again. The strongest feeling in the world is watching reality defend you without begging anyone to believe your side. No screaming, no chasing validation, no forcing explanations, just patience. Because eventually people reveal themselves better than you ever could. Their actions confess louder than your anger ever would. And when that moment finally arrives, it changes everything. Not because people suddenly become good, but because illusions lose power once exposed. The truth strips fake people of the image they spent years building. It reminds everyone that darkness survives only while hidden. The second light touches it, fear takes over. And no matter how long betrayal survives in shadows, the truth always finds a way out. The deepest wounds are never caused by enemies standing in front of you. You expect attacks from people who openly dislike you. You prepare yourself for hate when it comes with warning signs. But betrayal becomes unforgettable when it arrives wearing a smile, pretending to be loyalty while secretly sharpening knives behind your back. That's what makes it dangerous. The pain doesn't come only from what they did, it comes from the fact that you trusted the face delivering the damage. Some people master the art of pretending. They sit beside you, laugh with you, support your dreams in public, and secretly compete with you in silence. They study your weaknesses while acting like you're a safe place. Every smile hides calculation. Every compliment hides jealousy. And the entire time you never imagine the poison is coming from the same hand you once shook with respect. That kind of betrayal changes people forever. Not because it destroys them, but because it destroys innocence. After experiencing fake loyalty, you stop looking at people the same way. You start noticing things others ignore. The forced laughter, the hidden envy behind compliments, the uncomfortable reactions when you succeed. Betrayal sharpens awareness. It teaches lessons painlessly spoken words never could. The hardest part is realizing how long the performance lasted. Some people spend months, even years, acting genuine while secretly rooting for your downfall. That realization hits like a storm because you begin questioning every memory connected to them. Was any of it real? Were they ever truly happy for you? Or were they simply waiting for the perfect moment to damage you while staying close enough to know exactly where it would hurt most? What makes smiling betrayal even colder is how calm it looks from the outside. The betrayer often continues acting normal after causing chaos. They smile in your face while spreading rumors in private. They ask if you're okay while secretly celebrating your struggles. That level of deception feels almost unreal because normal minds struggle to understand how someone can fake emotion so easily. But fake people eventually reveal themselves through patterns. Envy cannot hide forever. Resentment always leaks out somehow. The people secretly threatened by your growth begin acting differently the moment your light becomes impossible to ignore. Your success irritates them. Your peace annoys them. Your confidence becomes something they quietly want to destroy because it reminds them of everything they failed to become. And the truth is, betrayal from smiles hurts because it attacks your trust more than your heart. It makes you question your judgment. You replay conversations in your head. You wonder how you missed the signs. But the reality is, this genuine people often fail to recognize fake intentions because they don't naturally think like manipulators. Honest minds expect honesty from others. That's why betrayal catches good people off guard. Still, pain creates vision. After enough disappointment, you stop listening only to words. You start paying attention to energy, consistency, and hidden reactions. You realize loyalty, proven in silence, not performance. Real people don't secretly compete with you. Real people don't smile in your face while hoping for your collapse behind closed doors. And strangely, betrayal also creates strength. Once someone survives fake loyalty, they become harder to manipulate. They stop needing validation from crowds. They stop trusting appearances so quickly. They learn to move carefully without becoming cold-hearted, because eventually you understand something powerful. Betrayal says more about the darkness inside others than it ever says about your worth. The smiles that once fooled you become the reminders of a lesson learned the hard way. Not everyone close to you is truly with you. Some people only stay near your light long enough to study how to attack it. But eventually masks slip, truth surfaces, and those fake smiles lose their power forever. People often mistake silence for fear because they only understand loud reactions. They think strength must always announce itself, defend itself, or fight for attention. So when you stayed quiet while they lied, judged, mocked, or betrayed you, they became comfortable. Your silence convinced them they had power over you. They assumed you were too broken to respond, too weak to fight back, or too blind to notice what was happening behind your back. That false confidence became their biggest mistake. What they never understood is that silence can come from control, not weakness. Some people react emotionally to every attack because they need instant validation. But others stay quiet because they see the bigger picture. They know not every battle deserves energy. They understand that exposing every enemy immediately only reveals your emotions, while patience reveals everyone else's true character naturally. While they laughed, spread stories, and underestimated you, you were observing everything. Quiet people notice details loud people ignore. Every fake smile, every strange reaction, every hidden insult, disguised as humor. Silence gave you vision while their arrogance blinded them. They thought they were winning because they only measured power through noise. Meanwhile, you were learning exactly who they really were. There's something terrifying about a calm person who refuses to react the way others expect. It confuses manipulative people because they survive through emotional control. They want anger. They want desperation. They want you to chase explanations and prove yourself. But silence starves them. It forces them to sit alone with their own insecurity because they no longer control the situation emotionally. And the longer you stayed silent, the more careless they became. That's what always happens. People reveal their ugliest sides when they think there are no consequences. They become louder with disrespect, bolder with betrayal, more confident in their fake power. But eventually, overconfidence exposes everyone. Their words stop matching. Their loyalty starts collapsing. Their own circle begins noticing cracks in the mask, all because they believed your silence meant you were powerless. What they failed to realize is that controlled silence requires more strength than emotional revenge. Anyone can scream when angry. Anyone can react impulsively. But staying calm while watching betrayal unfold takes discipline most people will never understand. It means you refuse to let temporary emotions control your long-term focus. And that kind of control makes people nervous once they finally recognize it. Some of the strongest individuals in history were underestimated simply because they spoke less. Loud people often create the illusion of power, but true power usually moves quietly. It studies before acting. It waits before striking. It understands timing. That's why silence becomes dangerous, because nobody truly knows what a quiet mind is planning while everyone else is busy making noise. Eventually, reality shifts. The same people who once mocked your silence begin fearing it. They start wondering what you know. They become uncomfortable around your calm energy because guilt grows louder when faced with someone who never needed to beg for attention. Your silence becomes a mirror reflecting their own ugliness back at them. And when truth finally surfaces, everything changes. Suddenly, the quiet person they underestimated becomes the one standing strongest while everyone else scrambles to defend lies. The people who once called you weak now struggle to explain themselves. The same silence they laughed at becomes proof of your maturity, your discipline, and your emotional strength. Because real weakness isn't staying quiet. Real weakness is needing constant noise to feel powerful. Real weakness is betraying others just to protect fragile egos. Real weakness is panicking when masks begin falling apart. You stayed silent because you understood something they didn't. Time exposes what emotions cannot, and while they mistook your calmness for weakness, you were becoming stronger, sharper, and harder to break with every moment they underestimated you. The strangest thing about fake people is that they rarely get destroyed by outsiders. Most of the time they collapse because of the people standing closest to them. The same circle they trusted, laughed with, and plotted beside eventually becomes the reason everything falls apart. That's the danger of building relationships through gossip, manipulation, and betrayal. If someone can betray others with you, they can eventually betray you too. At first, their circle looked strong. Everyone moved together, protected each other's lies, and acted united against you. They felt powerful because groups often mistake numbers for loyalty. But fake loyalty has an expiration date. It survives only while everyone benefits from the illusion. The moment jealousy, guilt, fear, or selfishness enters the picture, cracks begin spreading faster than anyone expects. And cracks always start quietly. One person feels ignored. Another feels used. Someone becomes angry after being blamed for something. Another secretly starts regretting what they participated in. Then suddenly the same secrets they once protected together become weapons turned against each other. The trust inside the group begins rotting from the inside because dishonest people can never fully trust other dishonest people. That's what makes betrayal circles weak, no matter how confident they appear. Deep down, everyone knows the loyalty is fake. Everyone knows the friendships are built on convenience instead of respect. And once fear enters those relationships, survival becomes more important than unity. People start protecting themselves first. They expose details. They leak conversations. They confess hidden truths just to avoid drowning alone. The powerful part is that you often don't even need to do anything. Time and pressure handle everything naturally. While fake people focus on controlling your image, they slowly lose control of each other. Ego clashes grow bigger. Competition increases. Hidden resentment finally surfaces. The energy inside the group changes from teamwork to suspicion. Now everyone watches everyone. Nobody fully trusts anybody anymore. The same people who once laughed together start wondering who might expose them next. And fear changes human behavior quickly. Some become defensive. Others panic and talk too much. Some try distancing themselves from the situation entirely. But once truth begins leaking from inside the circle, stopping it becomes almost impossible. What's ironic is that many of them never expected their downfall to come from within. They prepared for attacks from outsiders. They prepared excuses for public exposure, but they never prepared for one of their own breaking silence. That's because guilty groups rely heavily on emotional pressure to keep secrets alive. The moment one person emotionally collapses, the entire structure weakens. And people always collapse eventually. Not everyone can carry fake energy forever. Some become tired of pretending. Some crack under guilt. Others simply become selfish enough to sacrifice everyone else to protect themselves. Suddenly loyalty disappears, and survival instincts take over completely. That's when the truth becomes unstoppable. The same conversations once hidden in private begin surfacing publicly. The same people who acted fearless suddenly become nervous every time certain topics are mentioned. Their confidence disappears because exposure from an insider hits differently. Outsiders can be denied. But when someone from the inner circle speaks, panic spreads fast because everyone knows the information is real. Meanwhile, the person they targeted the most often remains standing quietly, watching everything unfold naturally. No revenge needed. No chaos created. Just patience. Because eventually fake empires destroy themselves from the inside. And that's the lesson. Most people ignore. Darkness can cooperate for a while, but it can never create real loyalty. Fear, jealousy, manipulation, and ego always turn people against each other in the end. The very circle that once protected lies eventually becomes the force exposing every hidden betrayal one piece at a time. Most people spend their entire lives hiding behind masks. Some hide insecurity behind arrogance. Some hide jealousy behind fake support. Others hide hatred behind smiles and polite words. Masks make people feel safe because they allow them to control how others see them. But no mask survives forever. Pressure destroys performances. Time exposes contradictions. And eventually, every fake identity begins to crack under the weight of reality. The frightening part for dishonest people is that maintaining a false image requires constant energy. They must carefully control their words, reactions, stories, and behavior to protect the version of themselves they created for the world. One mistake can ruin everything. One emotional moment can reveal years of hidden truth. That pressure quietly eats people alive from the inside because pretending is exhausting when your soul knows the truth. And when masks finally begin falling, everything changes instantly. The loudest people suddenly become silent. The most confident people become defensive. The same individuals who once acted untouchable start avoiding eye contact because exposure strips power away from fake. Personalities faster than anything else. Once people see the real face behind the performance, trust disappears. Respect fades. Fear enters the room. That's when real power reveals itself. Real power was never the ability to manipulate others. It was never fake popularity, forced influence, or controlling narratives behind closed doors. Those things only create temporary illusions. Real power is remaining solid when truth arrives. Real power is standing without panic when masks fall, because you never needed to become someone fake to survive. People who build themselves on honesty move differently. They don't waste energy pretending. They don't constantly fear exposure because there's nothing hidden behind their identity. While others carefully protect lies, real individuals focus on growth, discipline, and self-control. That inner stability becomes visible the moment chaos enters the situation, and chaos always exposes everyone. When pressure increases, fake people break character. Their anger becomes visible. Their envy leaks out. Their desperation starts controlling their decisions. Suddenly, the calm image disappears, and the real person hidden underneath finally steps into the light. That's why difficult situations are dangerous for manipulators. Stress removes masks faster than comfort ever could. The powerful thing is that truth changes energy immediately. Once people recognize someone's real intentions, they can never fully unsee them again. The fake charm weakens. The forced respect fades. Every smile begins looking suspicious because the illusion protecting it no longer exists. Exposure permanently changes perception. Meanwhile, the people who stayed genuine often become stronger through the same situation. Why? Because authenticity survives pressure. A real person may suffer, struggle, or get betrayed, but they don't collapse when reality arrives. Their identity doesn't depend on pretending. They can stand in truth without fear because they were never acting in the first place. That's why calmness becomes intimidating after masks fall. The people who once underestimated you suddenly realize your silence was strength, not weakness. Your patience was discipline, not fear. While others were busy performing for approval, you were building something deeper inside yourself: emotional control, awareness, resilience, and self-respect. And once fake people lose their masks, they also lose the ability to control the story. Their real behavior starts speaking louder than any excuse they create. The same individuals who once manipulated perception become trapped by their own actions. Every lie returns. Every hidden intention becomes visible. Every betrayal leaves fingerprints impossible to erase. In the end, masks falling is not destruction for everyone. For some, it's freedom, because when lies collapse, truth finally has room to breathe. And in that moment, the strongest person in the room is never the loudest one. It's the one who longer needs to hide behind anything at all.